Right, I'll just wait and see if anybody's logging on. See if anybody's. Wait to see how many people we get right. Okay, there's a few people entering. How's everybody doing? Um, as you can see from my balance, it's at 3,000 still. Yeah, right, excellent connection, good sound, brilliant. Tom Dante, here he comes. Hey up, Tom. How's it going? Have you got yourself off the sofa today? Good lad. Hello, Dave. Hi, Ravi. How are you doing? Really good. Right, brilliant. I'll crack on. So, as I was saying this morning, let's get right into it. As I was saying this morning, I knew that I was going to have a real tricky day this morning. Good evening, Aves. How you doing? Good to see you in here, bud. That big balance this morning, obviously, was just not the right conditions for me to be trading my strategy at all. It was 115 ticks. As you can see here, this is the low, this is the high, and obviously, when you get a big balance day like this, a lot of the time, if there's no context, there was no context this morning. And what I mean by context is, on the days where you get a big balance, like we had loads of big balances in the Corona sort of risk off sort of debacle, loads of them, but the context was there with the big balance. Like it was the big volatility, the ATR, the average range of the day was way higher than normal. So a big balance to me on them days is an acceptable, trade. You can still make money, you can still get flow away from that big balance on them days. But today there is no context at all. It's tough. It's basically for me to make money on a day like today when the balance is 115 ticks, the probability just isn't quite there. So I didn't make a trade. I didn't have the opportunity to get into a trade. I wished I could. And a few years ago, I would be knee deep in this market. I would be long. I would be short. I wouldn't even know whether I was coming or going at all. It'd be like a roller coaster ride, but one that by the end of the day, I wished I wouldn't have got on. I would have wanted to get off that roller coaster as fast as I could. So obviously, I've matured as a trader, and I'm quite proud of that. So yep. So today I kept myself out of it completely. The big balance put me off, and as you can see, I did say this morning that obviously if we broke out of the balance and we had some like decent green candles away from it, I might be interested in this pullback. But I just never really had the setup. I was interested here. If you can see that candle there, it broke back above the balance at 1550, but it just didn't fill me with confidence. There was just something about the candle. You can see these previous highs here. I'm just showing you on the screen. We never really, broke through them. If we had just broke through them and that green candle would have filled up to the top, I might have taken a trade on there. I would have put my stop underneath and I would have aimed for these highs here. And obviously, as the US market come in, I would be hoping that they'd push up into the close like now, and we'd be back up here. And I thought I could maybe squeeze some more out of it, but it just never filled me with confidence, and I never was confident about taking the trade at all. So yeah. But what I mean by this is, let me just show you Friday, for instance, and the trades that the strategy sort of presented on Friday. I'll show you. So this is the big balance today. And I just don't like the action when you get big balances. You always get like these choppy reversal days, stuff like that. But look at this one. This is a tight one on Friday, right? So Friday's balance was tight. It was 47 ticks. Now, as soon as I see this on Friday, I'm thinking to myself, right, okay, there's a trade here, or there's a couple of trades here for me. I can get flow away from this balance, and I can jump on that flow. And somebody is going to be wanting to put a position on that's going to move us away from balance because it's so tight. So what I mean about trading the pullback, it's one of my entries on my strategy, is here's the balance. You can see that that's the 7 a.m. high, and then obviously this is the 8 a.m. low. It's a really tight balance. It's 47 ticks. We get the breakout above, and then we get the retest here, and I'm sort of interested in a long. I'm thinking, right, this thing's going to push up, but it just doesn't interest me enough to get in here. I'm hoping for some structure to be made and like some highs to be broke to show me real momentum. Now, in this candle here, this round circle, I actually got long here, and this was a losing trade for me. As you can see, I was expecting we were going to pump up. We were going to obviously, really push up. We didn't, and it sort of come back. I had my stop underneath this low here, and I got stopped out. But during the afternoon, we had the push back below balance, and then the pull back up, and then this was another trade here for my strategy. And these lows getting broken here, along with the push through balance the other side, I was thinking to myself, right, we're heading down here to sweep these stops. and it was that is one of the perfect trades for me. Like, that is exactly what I look for. So tight balance day, obviously we go out the top, I take a loss, but then we go out the bottom and we pull back, and then obviously we sort of push back through balance again, and it gives me a good target to aim for, and it also gives me good risk reward. So for instance, at 840, if you hit that there at 617, you know, your stop goes just above those local highs there at 631, and you're holding that trade all the way into the close, right? Now that's a cracking trade. That's an acceptable risk reward to me, and I will take them trades all day. But when you go back to today's balance and you look at the context of the balance and how big it is, it's just so much more difficult to get a trade. Now, as I said, on this pullback here, I was interested if we could have. I just didn't like the look of it, how it looked. If we would have created some lower structure and then broke out through some highs, like broke this high here with a green momentum candle, I would have slipped my stop underneath there and I would have gone long and I would have howled, and hopefully it would have been a winning trade. But you've got to look at the ATR, the overall probability of making money. The average daily range at the moment on the DAX is about 140. But when you look at the full move here, we've already done that really. So the probability of me making money is very, very low when you get these big days like this where the trade's all done really early in the morning. Like you can see from 6:15 up to 8, you know, there's a big move there already. So you are really going to find it difficult to make money. So I hope that explains to you. I'm sorry that I can't provide you with a solid trade, but as I've said, I am proud of myself. A few years ago, I would have been all over the shop. I would have done 6 trades before 9 o'clock. And this is the thing, like, you know, all them back in the past, like I wouldn't have even known how would if on the days I would have made money. If somebody would have asked me, like, how have you made money today? I wouldn't have even known. Like, it was just all such a stress, such an anxious sort of fight with the market that I couldn't even pinpoint how I'd made any money on the days that I'd made money. But when you get a strategy that you know like the back of your hand, like I can go through any day and I'll know exactly where I will have been long, where I will have been short, if I would have taken a loser, because I know, like before, you know, like I just know where I should be long and where I should be short, and that only comes from you know, like back testing a strategy, getting into the thick of it, you know, really getting your head around like where you want to be risking your money and where you don't. So I'm proud of myself today. We're still at 3,000. I'm not at 0. So let's have a look at you guys, right? Let's say hello to a few people, right? So Ravi, hello. Cuttlemillan, yo, Dante in the chat. Yeah, he is. Dante is in the chat. Tom's probably on delivery ordering takeaway, to be honest with you. I'm surprised if he isn't. I bet he's got a kebab or something on his knees on the sofa. Do you journal all your trades? Yeah, I don't journal them as such as, you know, I don't know what you mean by journaling. So I won't sit there and write down every trade and take a picture of it. But I have a spreadsheet that I put all of my trading results in. That sort of tells me expected win rates and loss rates and stuff like that. So I do journal like that, yeah. But I also have picture files of like day types and stuff like that as well. Are you going to be keeping risk constant with this account, Mark? Yes, I am, definitely. The risk is 2% per trade, bud. Only every trade's going to be 2%, and hopefully the winners are going to be way bigger than that. But yeah, 2% risk per trade. Evening, how would you backtest manually? Yes, Jason. Right. So this is where I think a lot of people fall down. Right, they'll run a strategy on a backtesting software, and they'll say, right, it doesn't work. But when you do it by software, you don't pick up the nuances of how the market moves, and like there's pointers that you can get. You know, you can see what works and what doesn't, and you might pick a nuance up of that strategy which you can take from it, and you can see it. And until you've actually sat there and manually backtested it, and I call it like eyeballing a chart. If you eyeball enough charts, you will see little nuances all the time, and you pick them up, and that's how I did it basically. Loads of people are like, you know, run loads of different strategies with algos, and you know, some of them say they've lost, some of them say they've won. They do thousands and thousands of trades. They might find one lucky winner, but are they actually learning anything? You know, like, are they actually picking the little nuances up of the market? They're probably not. So that's something that you should do. I think anybody that's eyeballing strategy, you know, and doing the hard graft, looking at the charts constantly, will come across these little nuances. They really will. Mark, were you profitable before developing a strategy, or was this strategy the one that kicked off your career? No, I was profitable before, and then obviously I just wanted something that would make me completely sort of mechanical. But I traded something slightly different before, and I was trading on a 1 minute chart, and I did okay on it, to be honest with you. But I just wanted something that was a little bit different, where it gave me a bit more time in the market. I think it happens as you mature and you've been in the market for so long. You realise that trading more trades and having lots of time on the lower time frame charts doesn't exactly earn, it doesn't actually mean that you'll earn any more money. So yeah, that's why I did it. But my 1 minute strategy was around the initial balance as well. It was very similar to this, but there was just a lot more trades and a lot more stress. Yes, for a little bit more profit at the end of the month, but it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth the actual time sat there all day, slogging away. It really wasn't. So yeah, that I was profitable before with a similar type strategy, but it was on a lower time frame, and I didn't like it. It did me. It drove me mad. Can you please give a brief overview of the strategy? So basically, it's the initial balance, as I said in the previous video. I'm looking at long above it, short below it, and I'm basically just trying to find points in the market where I can get very small risk on, very small stop amounts on. So a 20 pip stop, a 25 pip stop on a market that does 200 pips, if you get the direction right, can be very profitable at the end of the day. So that's what I'm trying to do, basically, just trying to find the little breakout points and the turns in the DAX, and using the initial balance as my guide. That's basically my strategy in a nutshell. What sort of money did you need to go full time, mate? Well, yeah, so basically, I don't think you can go full time as a it depends. Obviously, everybody's different, aren't they? Because you see people on Instagram and Twitter who are making like 50% a month and stuff like that. Like I can't do that. My strategy doesn't do that. So it's not really about what money you needed to go full time. Everybody's probably got a different figure, haven't they? Because it's more so about how much money do you make with the money that you've got, if you understand, David. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Like, how much money do you make on a regular basis with the amount of money that you've got? Like, if you're making $5 grand a month and you've got 20 grand, a 20 grand account, brilliant, that's amazing. But I've never been able to do that. And when I really try and push it, I end up tripping myself up. My strategy, give you some sort of average results, is January I made 5.5%, February I made just under 6%, July I made 8.9%, and August I lost 1.8%. So they're the type of stats. So if you can think about that from an account point of view, like, I have bills to pay, I have all sorts of things, like everybody else has got bills to pay. You've got all your tech to pay for. You've got to live your life as well out of your account. So it's you need a certain amount of money, and then you've also got to be mentally right to trade with that amount of money. Hello, sexy. Who is this? Hello, sexy. Hello, sexy back. Hello. How you doing? Hank, thank you for that. Quality over quantity. Yeah, exactly. It is really quality over quantity. How many trades on average are you taking a weekday with this strategy? So I would say on any average day, it's in between 1 and 2 trades, basically. But a lot of the time, it's mainly only 1. So yeah, in between 5 and 10. How many trades? Right. So, and do you only take trades with the DAX of it? Yeah, I scan other markets as well, but basically the DAX is my bread and butter. So I will, like I said this morning, trade the pound as well sometimes, only on certain days. What brought you to the markets, and was there ever an aha moment where it all just clicked? Yeah, well, I think it's sort of when you've lost so much. Like, I'm not afraid to be honest about it. Like, I lost so much, like, not so much money, but just days where you just lose money, and losing days where anything you touch you'd just lose on. Like, I'd have a plan to come in and do something, and I'd just do completely the opposite. I think Tom Dante says, if you ever want to laugh, ask a new trader what the plan was at the start of the morning, and then ask them what they did at the end of the day. And it's a good one, because obviously they're not going to have done what they plan to do, but it's all experience. I am one of them people that will just keep going back and trying to fight the market and thinking that I know best and stuff. And I actually didn't. And you don't, and it's just you need to just mature. You need to take all them losses, and you need to obviously work out what you're doing wrong. And for me, like I said this morning, for me it was, I needed something that would put me on the right side of the market, and for me to not fight the trend, and obviously just to be in the trend if there is one, and that was it. And keep out of consolidations, choppy markets, and with the initial balance, that's what I do, and it keeps me out of it a lot of the time. So I'm very thankful that I use it. Do you take partial profits? Yes, I do. So as I'm going, if I ever get above 2R, I'm either stop to break even, then let's go 3 and 4 and 5, 3 and 4R scale out, some at 5R scale out, and I'll leave the rest on. Yeah, all the stats are on 2% risk per trade. No, my main account, I trade 1%. Rohit Karki. Yeah, my main account's 1%. This is just it's just some money that I'm trading. Obviously, I'm trying my best to obviously just drum it up or lose it. I'm happy to lose it as well, but we'll see. So I've gone 2%, because I think my win rate and my loss rate will be okay, and I think I can handle a 2% drawdown on this account because it's not a massive amount of money. So I've gone 2% just to make it a bit more interesting. So the wins are slightly bigger, the losses are slightly bigger, that type of thing. Any opinion on FTMO? It's interesting. I don't know about them guys, really. I don't. It's a strange one. I think they're a bit of a scam show, but I can't prove it because I've never had a go on it or anything like that. But I've heard good things, but the good things that you hear tend to be from people who are getting kickbacks off them. So you have to think about who's in this game, who's telling you something's good, who's putting that in your direction. Are they getting kickbacks or something? It's how it all works in this game. It really does. It's horrible. But just if people are saying FTMO are good, what are they getting out of it? Are they an account with loads of followers, or are they some new trader that you don't know and is traded and he's been given money for them and he's been funded by them, or is it some big account who's just trying to shill their service? You've got to really think. There's so many different scammy things going on. I aim for 4% a month personally. That pays my bills. Brilliant. That's amazing. If you're doing that, Dave, that's awesome. That's absolutely brilliant. That's proper trading. You'll be here for a long time with that type of trading. You won't be one of these fly-by-night people. I've heard lately of somebody that's turned $1,000 into $330,000 in about 2 weeks and ended up giving it all back and has now got no money. That's crazy. To me, that's just crazy. That's just total gambling. It's like the Wild West. So I try and keep away from all that stuff. Dante told me to aim that your bill should be 1R, then you've got that, and everything is profit. Yes, bud. Got to get them bills paid. Tom's right. You don't want them bailiffs knocking on your door. Definitely not. Get it paid. He's right. David, personally think FTMO preys on the high fail rate of trades. Yes, exactly. They probably do. Definitely. What is your win rate on average and R expectancy currently, mate? Right, so my win rate is around 42 or 44%. My R expectancy is around, I think it's around 2.6%. I think it's around 2.6. So I can get back to you that with them figures tomorrow though, ML. I've got them on my spreadsheet somewhere. But to get into my spreadsheets on this computer now, I'm going to have to go through some personal details and stuff like that, and you'll be able to see it. So I'll show you them tomorrow. I think it's around 2.4 or 2.5% though. Yeah. So with me, I do tend to have a lot of 1R losers. I never lose more than 1R basically. It's not possible for me to ever lose more than 1R. But the trades that run for me, I hold them. I really do hold them. You'll see. I'm hoping that I get one soon so I can show you guys how I hold, because that's the main thing, isn't it? If you can hold your trade, and really make the market pay, nobody does that. It's really, really tough, and I think that's one of the main things. Most people will get to 1R profit or 1.5 profit and they'll just take the profit. You need to make the market pay you. You've got to hold on to your winners. You really have, and for me that's the key. How did you scale up size slowly as your account grew? Did it cause any issues scaling psychology? Yeah, massively. Loads of psychological issues. It sucks. Every time I seem to get more money in my account and trade a bigger account, I seem to go on a losing streak. Seriously, it was just uncanny. And it's tough. It really is tough. Honestly, like for me, it was very tough. But you've just got to get through it. You really have. And this is how I did it with backtesting. What's your opinion on Samuel Leach? Absolute scam show, Hank. Really, like he is like bottom of the barrel, I think, isn't he? Like him and Astro Effects are like, really, really scammy. I don't even think any of them really trade. I really don't. They just show all the good side of it. They have these good video editors. They just want to show you the good side of everything. Nobody shows you the bad side. Nobody shows you their trading results either. Nobody's willing to go live. Nobody's, I honestly think you should get anybody that's teaching you anything to do with trading, ask them to see broker statements. Ask them to see their account. Ask them to see withdrawals. Why not? Like if you want someone to build you a house or a factory, you need, you're going to see previous jobs of theirs. You're going to go and speak to customers. You're going to see reviews or whatever. But with this, nobody asks for anything. People give people thousands of pounds and don't even do any, like due diligence on who the person is they're actually paying. They just think, oh, he's got a Lamborghini, oh, he's got a Rolex, he must be doing well, but he's probably doing well from the course fees. He is probably not doing well from the trading, because let's think about it like this, right? If they actually were trading really well, they would be singing it from the rooftops, wouldn't they? It would be the best sales technique ever, wouldn't it? Like, look, I've traded £1 million account and I've turned it into 2 million in 6 months or 3 months or whatever. Like, I would have that plastered on my forehead if I was a guru. I'd have it tattooed there, like, this is with my account balance going up, because why would you don't need anything else, do you? Like, that means that you are the man, you can trade. You're a big trader, you're throwing big size about, and you're making money, so brilliant. But none of them do that. None of them want to show you, because they know that they can't. How long did it take you to be profitable? 5 or 6 years. In between 5 and 6 years, bud. 11 years altogether I've been trading. It sucks. And the first week I traded, I think I was trying to get long the footsie when England and France bombed Gaddafi. And I thought I was trying to, I was this big dip buyer, and I ended up getting long the footsie. And I think it dropped about, I think it was like 150 ticks or something like that, and on a Friday afternoon when the war kicked off, and I think the French and English jets were bombing Gaddafi, and I was like trying to buy the dip thinking I was some baller, and I absolutely got my ass handed to me. It was such a painful would you be able to teach your gardener to trade? Yeah, well, he's another one, isn't he? He is another one. He is such a scammer, that guy. Somebody's told me about he's been caught getting sucked off in a Lamborghini driving through London, Like, seriously, who does that? So, I want to ask you, right? Everybody listening, this is a question for you. Has anybody ever paid for education, trade education, where they felt like it's been worth it? If so, like, who was it? Like, who are the bad people that you've paid money to? Has anybody paid Walter, the guy that trades inside the window? Has anybody paid him to trade? I was thinking about paying that guy money to trade. The guy that just gets short the euro, like 20 lots or 30 lots. I think it was like 2000. I think I even had like a little Zoom meeting with him or something about 5 years ago. Yeah, I'm sure I did, but I never went through with it. I changed my mind. I just thought he was a bit of a scammer, and I couldn't even understand what he was saying, to be honest with you, which is why I didn't go through it, because he's Italian. But yeah, like, that guy just gets short the euro, never uses a stop, and then says, he's probably like 45 grand down, and he's like, I'm just off mentoring. And it's like, what? So you're 45 grand down with no stop, and you're off mentoring, you're off teaching other people how to do this. Like, it's just so stupid. It really is. It's just ridiculous. The whole industry is crazy. I paid for a Sam Leach course about 4 years ago when I first come across trading, met him on the course. He was a bit of a ball, right? There you go, yeah. Yes, I've paid for many things. Walter is funny. Yeah, he is. He is funny, and he seems like, he seems like a nice guy, but I just don't understand why people are paying these types of people. If you're trading with no stop, at the end of the day, you shouldn't be trading, because eventually, you will get knocked off. You really will. Something will happen. When the day that euro properly goes, he will get hung out to dry. Seriously. Walter is funny. He's always trading in the window. Yeah, Tom's made me profitable. Paid one scammer as well. Yeah, Tom, how much have you paid Conrad here? Who's Conrad? How much has Tom slipped you for this? No, Tom's course is good. Technically, Tom's course is very, very good. The problem that I had with it is it just was there just wasn't enough trades there for me to generate enough money for me. So the real proper good strategy of Tom's, the clear cut ones, you probably only get like 2 trades a week, which is brilliant if you've got a job and stuff like that. It's fantastic because obviously, you know, you can do that with your job and stuff. But for me, with my account size that I had at the time as I did Tom's course, I just didn't feel like I was able to like make enough money for myself. But Tom's course is fantastic. It really is. It taught me all the like, you know, like the clear pinpoints of getting short or long off a level. And Tom's a master at it. He really is. He really is. And on his smaller time frame stuff, he's very good at that as well. There is enough to learn all you need. Yeah, I know 2 people who did. They recommend him. Right. Conrad, not enough. Yeah. Merritt Black. Yeah, Merritt Black. Right. So he seems a good guy. He's one of the good guys. Tim Kirk on Twitter. Solid strategy. Plenty of support. Liam Percy. I've seen that Tim Kirk. I've seen him on Twitter, to be fair. He's in with Walter, isn't he? I think he's always like liking and stuff. Yeah, he seems like a good guy, to be fair. Tim does. I don't know any of his stuff though, or how he trades. I just don't know. I joined the community in US and paid for the education. In all honesty, I'm fairly happy. Weekly live webinars. Yeah, I suppose as long as you're happy, bud, for the money that you're spending. Tom got me profitable. You see, that is Tom's very good at that. See, Tom knows when not to trade. That's one of the key things of trading, and obviously that's really what made me profitable. If I'm being honest with you, it's the days when you're not getting a trade and you can walk away from it. Like, not many people can do that. Tom's the master of that. He really is. I got that off him. A lot of how he thinks about the market. Like, I could show Tom 10 setups and he'd be like, no, I wouldn't take any of them. Like, whereas I'd be like, yeah, you know, I would have had a go on 2 or 3 of them. And you're like, no, they're not right. They just don't look right. And I think when you've got that level of detail like Tom, you know, that eye for the market, you can. That's when you're on your way to being, you know, turning the corner. You know, you're turning that many trades away that you can really sift through the bad setups and the ones that, you know, the R isn't there, the stop might be too big, something just might not look right. Tom's the master at that, but that comes from experience. Like, I think he's been trading for a lot longer than me, and he's obviously still around, so, you know, that shows you the type of experience that guy's got. Are you slowly leading us into a payment plan here? No, I'm slowly leading my account, hopefully not to zero, and just show people how to, you know, like how I trade. And if I lose and if I win, then so be it. Nobody showed me how to lose. Nobody. Like, when I started off, said it this morning, it's just all about winning. Everybody just wants to show everybody winning. Now, I guarantee you, I will not be winning every day on this account. I will probably go into a drawdown. I just wanted to help people out. Like, when I'm in a drawdown, like, what do I do? How do I look? Do I look like, you know, depressed? I probably will. But if that can help other people out when they lose, then that's what it's about, really. Do you only use IG for a broker? Yes, I do. Yeah, Dave. They just, it's the withdrawal side of it with IG that I like. They're very good with withdrawals. There's never any problems, never any hiccups, and I've used them all the way through, and I like them. The customer service isn't that great on the days when obviously the market hits the shit hits the fan. Difficult to get hold of them, but everybody's the same with that. But when you go online and you withdraw your money, it's there in your bank account on the day. So that's a big thing for me, and they've never let me down with that. So I will stick with them until they do. Right, let's keep going. Sorry, one more question. What's your opinion on ICT? ICT is, oh my god, ICT. That guy, oh my god, he's a demo guy. He's your typical social media sort of marketeer, isn't he? He never trades live ever, but he's probably making that much money off teaching people to trade. You know, it must be incredible. Like, but you know, why would he trade? But he can't trade. He's always demo. You know, like I think most people can trade demo. They can. Most people can. It's just not there, is it? The risk isn't there. The mental side of dealing with a losing trade or managing your account isn't there, because demo money doesn't exist. It's all make believe. So if I switch mine onto demo, I could probably turn that 3 grand into 10. Most people could in this chat, I'm sure, by tomorrow. But you're never going to do that with your real money. So it's just all make believe. He's a complete scammer. ICT is. Don't like him at all. No, yeah. So how long did it take you to go from being profitable to trade full time? Right. So I was. I've been trading for 11 years, but for the first 4 or 5 of them, I was doing it while I had a car forecourts. I brought and sold cars, so I was a car trader. And yeah, I was sort of doing it part time, and then obviously it just as I started to turn the corner of being profitable, my garages sort of come to the end of like what I was doing with them and stuff, and I just fancied a change, so I just went for it. But I wasn't profitable straight away. It took me probably about another year, 18 months, until I started to actually make like regular money from the market. I had good days, I had bad days, but to actually say I was profitable, it was probably after about a year of actually sitting down and just focusing on this for that period. Don't sell yourself short, Tom's here for tips. Yeah, no, I don't think he needs any, to be fair. I don't think he gets involved in the day stuff anyway, to be honest with you. I think he just thinks we're all a bit crazy as day traders. He's a 1 hour swing guy. What's the leverage of IG? I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's just whatever it is. I don't know. I think it's like, it's an interesting question. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'll find out tomorrow. Maybe that's something that I should know, to be honest with you. How many minimum number of trades a week you feel comfortable with? If I get none, then obviously I get none. I'd prefer none than 5 losers. So I just have to take them as they come. That's something that's unknowable, really, Ravi. I just take everything every day and every week as it comes. Do you spread bet? Yes, I do. What about Swingfish? He seems legit too. I don't know about Swingfish, sorry. Change. So yes, guys. So let's just go over today why I didn't trade, and then obviously I'll be back tomorrow morning with hopefully some trades for you. And this is obviously Friday's market. Let me just quickly go through it again with you before I close down, because what I want to do is I don't want to come on and obviously not have something to show. I want to come on here and show people the trade and show people the reasons, like at that point in time, like why I'm entering it, why I'm getting short, why I'm getting long. So tomorrow morning what I'll do is I'm going to wait until I get a setup and then go live. So rather than coming on at 8:30, as soon as I get a trade set up, I will put on Twitter, I'm going to go live, and I will then show you why I've entered that trade. If there's no trade, I'll jump on here tomorrow night again, and I will go through the day's trade with you. But if there is a trade, and I do get into a trade, I will go live at that point in time, so you can see it live. You can see the position in the market, and you can then obviously monitor it throughout the day yourself. So I think that'll be interesting. Because to just jump back on here tomorrow morning again, if nothing's happening, then it's going to be like, I can't really show you anything, can I? So I think I'll do that. So tomorrow, I won't be doing a live at 8:30. I'll be monitoring the market. As soon as I get into a trade, I'll throw a tweet out. So if you follow me on Twitter or Instagram, do that. And I'll put a live out straight away. And I will show you the position. I'll show you the stop. I'll show you the position, and then you can monitor it then yourself throughout the day, so you'll know if I've been stopped out, because I'll tell you where my stop is, and I don't move and stop, so you'll be able to see yourself. And then at the end of the day, I'll come back on here and we'll be either in the money or we'll be in a drawdown. So yeah, IG is CFD, right? Okay. What about the 3CR squad? I don't know about them. Sorry, buddy. So yes, guys, have you enjoyed that tonight? I'm gonna get off, I think, because obviously there's nothing happening, and I can't really show you anything else anyway. But yeah, so come top man, thank you. Yeah, thanks, no worries. Thank you, Dave. Thanks, Mark. Thank you very much. Lovely, guys. Right, so I'll call it a day. Great stuff, keeping it real. Yeah, keeping it real, that's exactly it. That's what I'm trying to do, just be honest about everything. I'd like to have come on here and said I would have made 3 or 4 out, but it hasn't happened, so it is just one of them. But I'm just going to keep it real, keep it honest, and I'll check back in with you tomorrow. I will check back in with you tomorrow and hopefully have a trade that I can show you. Thank you very much. See you later. Have a good evening. Thanks, guys.